Welcome to the Untrained Experts, a podcast for combat sports and fight news.
Welcome back to Untrained Experts, episode number 22.
22, what is up?
Not much, man.
Doesn't feel like we've done that many episodes, man.
Emmett Smith this week.
That's crazy, that's true.
Is he the greatest number 22 of all time?
He's gotta be. Emmett?
Yeah, 100%, he is for me. He's probably mine.
He's one of my favorite running backs of all time.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to say, he might be number one. He's at least in the top three for me.
Man, I grew up on Emmitt Smith.
Yeah,
even though I was technically, I don't even remember, I was not even really old enough to watch him play. But I remember seeing Emmitt Smith all the time.
Yeah, I was a big Emmitt Smith fan as a kid.
Good, man.
I did a paper over him in third grade or something.
Really?
We had to pick a play. We had to pick something, or maybe fourth grade. We had to pick something to do a paper over, and I wanted to do sports, and so I was like, I'm gonna do Emmitt Smith. So I went to the library, the old school style. I went and checked out a bunch of books about Emmitt Smith, and
that's crazy.
Did a whole bunch of research.
When I was a kid, I did the same thing. I got an Emmitt Smith book for. We used to do those stupid AR tests. You had to get so many points, and I would read You'd have to read so many more books like that to get your points because they'd all be 2 points.
Yeah.
But I'd read 10 athlete books.
It's a bunch of big words that are spaced out real big.
Yeah, exactly. I'd read the Emmitt Smith book. I read a bunch of different athlete books, which was cool because I learned a lot about them. But sometimes, which I liked reading in school, so sometimes I'd just read a Harry Potter book and knock out the whole test on one book.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Emmitt was a legend.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of people consider him one of the best of all time. Definitely one of the best.
Yeah.
Some people say he was the best running back. I don't know about that, but he was.
Yeah, you got the Bo Jacksons and
there was just so
many. There's an argument for so many really good running backs, but Emmitt's definitely. He
just did so much, man.
Yeah.
He did so much for the Cowboys, especially.
Yeah,
they've never been the same since.
He was a monster.
Crazy. So what you been up to today, man?
Not much, dude. Just chilling.
Chilling, bro. I had a wasp in my room earlier.
Really?
You ever had a wasp inside?
Oh yeah.
That is a nightmare.
Yeah, it is. I'm allergic to them, so I've always had to be careful around them as a kid and stuff. I used to get stung all the time.
See,
I'd have an anaphylactic reaction to it. My face swells up.
That's how I am with mosquitoes.
Really?
My face doesn't swell up anymore, but my whole body, if I get a mosquito bite, I would that whole area would be a huge whelp.
When I was a kid, I stepped on one time, a dead wasp.
God.
I was watering my dogs, and I dumped out their water bowl and was washing it out and stuff. And there was a wasp that had gotten in there and drowned, and it floated out. And I went and got the thing. I'm filling the water up, and I'm done. I'm going inside, and I stepped on the wasp, stung me at the bottom of the foot, and my face, my whole lip, and everything started swelling up.
Screw that, dude.
And
wasps are evil.
I had to go to the hospital and get a shot. Shot in the ass.
See, I got stung by man. See, that's having an allergic reaction.
It's not like that. I haven't been stung in a long time. Whenever I was moving this last time, when I was picking up my grill, there was a hornet nest on the bottom of it. Or not a hornet nest, it was a yellow jacket. And I stuck my hand right on top of the nest and got stung in the finger.
Damn.
And I didn't have that problem now, so I don't know. My body's just probably developed a defense to it now that I'm older,
Yeah.
But,
see, man, ever since I got stung one time when I was a kid, I got stung by 10 different bees at once.
Oh,
ever since then, I've had a phobia of bees.
That probably would have killed me. I was so allergic to them. Just one sting.
It freaked me out, bro. See, that's one good thing. I've never been really allergic to them, I don't think. But I'm just deathly afraid. I was literally just posted up, laying in my bed earlier, looking at some notes and stuff, and I hear him buzzing around out of nowhere. I was like, where does this wasp come from? Which I have a window unit in my bedroom, so maybe he slipped through there somehow. Yeah. But he was up in my light bulb moving around, so I didn't really know how to kill him. I went and got the broom, and when I came back, he was gone. I was like, this is a nightmare. I don't know where this wasp is. I can't sleep tonight. I got to burn the whole house down. This is the only option. I don't know what else to do.
Did you ever find him?
Bro, I don't know what happened. I put the broom up near the light just to shake around the light bulb and stuff to see if maybe he would come out, if he was hiding up in there somewhere. Didn't see him or anything. So I was freaking out for a second, sat down, and I was just looking around to see if I could spot him anywhere else. Didn't see him for 5 minutes. Out of nowhere, I see a wasp moving around on my ground like he had been hurt or something. Moving around like it lost a wing or something. And I was like, did I happen to tap it with the broom?
Yeah, maybe you
and
didn't see him.
it.
He was holding on. When you turned around, maybe that's when he fell.
That's what I'm wondering. It was the weirdest thing ever. And then
that
I
would
saw him
suck
moving
to
around the
step
ground.
on it, though. Man, that shit hurts so bad.
Yeah,
you get one sting in the foot. You know how bad a wasp sting hurts anyway.
I do
You
not
get one in
ever
the tender part of the bottom of your foot, dude.
Dude, they hurt so bad. And I saw him just moving around on the ground. And I was like, this is a sign. Thank you, God.
Yeah.
I just smushed him real quick.
The craziest sting that I've ever had, I was probably like, I don't know, maybe like 8. Maybe 9 years old.
It's the worst.
At my grandparents' house, and me and my little brother were outside playing in the yard and stuff. And her neighbor across the street got some mail that was her mail or whatever. And so I'm out there playing. He's like, hey, I got some mail for your grandma. I was like, all right, let me go get it real quick. So I'm running up the driveway, and a bee goes in my mouth.
God.
Stings me on the tongue.
What?
And I didn't know what it was, and I like instinctively bit it and spit it out and saw a bee, and I was like, oh no.
How's that even
because I already knew at that time, I had been stung a bunch. Like, I already knew I was allergic, you know, so I'm like, I didn't know what to do, so I ran inside and told my grandma, and like my tongue started swelling up. My tongue was like huge in my mouth. And, like, I had to put ice on it and stuff, and I didn't actually go to the hospital for that one, but it was crazy.
It was a night. That was a night.
I guess I was running with my mouth open, or I was talking while I was running, or something, and it went directly in my mouth. And then I came back outside, and it was gone. So I didn't kill it whenever I bit it.
But it died somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. But
they usually die after they sting. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they can't live. Most bees, I don't think.
Yeah, I think it
sting.
like rips the stinger out.
Yeah, and they can't live without their stinger.
One of those crazy ass bugs can live. It can sting you multiple times. Like, there's
probably a wasp.
Maybe a wasp. There's one of them that's like a fucking killing machine.
Yeah,
or a yellow jacket. It's one of those that like the stinger doesn't come out. So I think it can sting you like over and over again.
Man, there's just so many psycho bugs and animals. Like, there's so much to be afraid of in nature. What was that thing we were looking at the other day that killed the the tarantula it killed?
Oh, the Pepsis wasp.
Oh my God, Pepsis
It's
wasp.
a Pepsis wasp, but they call it a tarantula hawk.
Yeah, tarantula hawk. That's
because it's like it kills tarantulas. Yeah, the real name is like a Pepsis wasp.
They're poisonous, aren't they?
Yeah.
Are they poisonous towards humans too?
I mean, it'll hurt and probably get infected, but
there's
I
that
don't
guy
think
on YouTube
it
though
can't
that
kill
gets
you.
stung. Yeah, like it doesn't. It's not like getting bit
but
by
like other animals and shit.
Something.
Yeah, other animals, it'll paralyze them. Like, it's got paralyzing toxins.
Yeah, we were watching that video of it killing that tarantula. It was terrifying.
It just kept stinging it. Like, it sting it, and then the tarantula's like, oh shit, can't move.
I'm
and then it's like, all right, I'm moving again. And then he like comes back.
That is just
sting him again.
Man, that's brutal.
Yeah, nature's wild, dude.
Imagine we had like big big hawks that came through and stung us and would kill us.
You ever seen that video with that damn? It's like a toad, and there's a bird flying by, and it swallows the bird. A frog eats a bird, and it's like you can see you can see the bird moving in his stomach because frogs aren't that big. They're not that much bigger than a bird, you know. So he like shoots his tongue out and grabs it and pulls it in, and then you can see his stomach like moving from the bird.
Bro, somebody sent me a video earlier on Facebook, and it was a little lizard. And there was like a praying mantis.
I saw that the other day.
And it literally just like kept grabbing hold of the lizard's head and
the
like
lizard was trying to eat him, and he like
and he was like, no, this is not happening.
Yeah, he
bro.
like started chewing on his mouth, and it
like bit the lizard's face in half and all this. God, bro, I was like,
that's crazy.
Nature is just psycho.
I think praying mantises have like some kind of a paralyzing toxin too.
Yeah,
like they can paralyze other bugs and stuff.
Yeah, I've seen mantises go at it with wasps.
Yeah,
they're
crazy, man.
Which a lot of people do crazy stuff if they catch them. Like
make them fight.
Put them in a glass container.
I've seen people do it with like scorpions and spiders and shit.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
It's insane.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Scorpions is one of those things you don't really see them around here much, but it's so weird.
I've never seen a scorpion in person. I don't think.
I've seen some
for like
I've seen little
a
ones
zoo or something like where they have it in a container. Or something.
Yeah, I've never seen any like really big ones, but I don't remember where I was at the time, living somewhere. But we were like moving stuff in the yard, and there were some small, like little bitty scorpions underneath there.
A scorpion. That's something about them is just creepy.
Yeah, they're crazy looking.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Fuck a scorpion. Man, there's a lot of different stuff we can talk about. We were gonna get a Popeyes chicken sandwich for y'all today and compare it to Chick-fil-A, because that's been a really fun thing to do lately.
Our bum ass Popeyes is out of bread.
Yeah, our Popeyes down here is broke. You know, they can't even afford to keep bread around now. But the other day, there was literally a line all the way down. the street
Yeah.
for people to get.
I saw pictures. I never actually saw the line that long,
Yeah.
but I saw people taking pictures and posting them on Facebook and shit.
Yeah, literally a line down the street for a damn chicken sandwich. And that is good marketing.
Yeah.
That's what.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, I saw somebody post about it on Twitter. Like the marketing scheme is basically like that's really all you got to do. You know,
Yeah.
start a fight on Twitter with another brand like Chick-fil-A, and that's what they did. They basically started It probably made Chick-fil-A money too. Just
I'm sure.
people going to buy the sandwiches
one
and
to try
comparing
it,
them.
yeah.
Yeah, just like we're talking about doing.
I read something that said that Popeyes has gotten like $30 million worth of free advertising from social media.
Ridiculous.
Just people sharing it.
Well, their sandwiches are literally. I mean, they posted on Twitter and said that sandwiches are sold out right now.
Yeah.
So it's like they don't. I mean that. Well, like you said, you went by there to try to get one, and they said we have chicken, but we don't have bread.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe they're just running low on the bread for the chicken sandwiches.
I have a feeling that it's not. You know how social media hype is. It never lasts. Like
oh no,
this going to go on for a little bit longer, and then it's going to die down, and people aren't really going to care about Popeyes anymore. You know, because if it's not in your daily routine of going by Popeyes, or if it's across town, you may go over there once or twice to get the sandwich if you really like it.
Yeah.
But the odds of you like making that part of your daily thing is
it'll be big for maybe a month, and then out of nowhere it'll die.
And I think what's going to end up happening is Popeyes is going to see all these sales, and they're going to end up tripling their orders when they order stuff for more sandwiches. Then they're going to have too much, and you're going to start seeing buy one get one free chicken sandwiches.
Yep.
And
that's usually how it goes, bro.
Yeah. I guarantee that's going to end up happening at some point because the hype's not going to last forever.
Yeah, it definitely won't last. It doesn't last anywhere.
A lot of people don't care about Popeyes.
I've seen hype about
fast.
This is not the first time a fast food hype has happened like this.
Mm-mm.
I've seen it many a times. Like people get hype over.
I'm still going to try it just because there's been so much. Like I want to see if people. I want to compare it to other people's opinions.
It's like when the Doritos tacos came out at Taco Bell.
Yeah.
That was huge.
And now they don't even carry them anymore.
Who cares? Who can care less about the Doritos tacos now? It's not even a big deal.
I did eat the shit out of those when I was broke though.
They are, and they are good. They were good when they first came out. That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's fast food for you,
Mm-hmm.
but really smart on their end. But I do want to try them.
Yeah,
I mean I want to at least try it once. A lot of people have said the chicken's actually really good.
Yeah, all the pictures I've seen, they're like the chicken breast is like 2 inches thick. Like they're huge.
Yeah, it looks good.
It's a big ass sandwich.
Which the thing is, I've heard a lot of people post like more local places and then like other places that have even better chicken sandwiches. Like there's a lot of places out there that have a better chicken sandwich than Chick-fil-A or Popeyes.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like
Chick-fil-A's by far not the best chicken sandwich, but for fast food, that's my go-to.
Yeah,
like,
for fast food it is.
I quit eating pretty much all fast food. I mean, Chick-fil-A is about the only one. If I'm in a really big hurry, I might hit Wendy's or like. I did go to Popeyes the other day when I didn't have the sandwich. I went ahead and got some tenders because their tenders are pretty good and their mashed potatoes and Cajun gravy is off the chain.
Yeah, you were trying.
That shit is really good.
See, there's good stuff there. It's just I'm the same way though. I don't eat that much fast food. It's just I don't know. I have to be in a hurry. Like I'd much rather make my own stuff for sure.
Yeah, I did do that the other day, man. I kept seeing all these things online about chicken sandwiches and shit, and I was going to the store anyway, and I was like, you know what, I'm about to make some chicken sandwiches. So I bought like chicken breasts and like some whole wheat flour and some like.
Yeah, see, bro, you can make a way better homemade chicken sandwich.
They were so good.
Anything that's homemade is better than anywhere, really.
Yeah.
I mean, if you take the time to make something, it's way better.
I enjoy cooking anyway, though. Like
so do I. I like coming up with new recipes.
Yeah, I like to cook, and I'm pretty. I mean, I sound pretty good at it. I mean, I can cook some pretty good stuff. Like,
yeah, I'm decent.
I don't ever cook anything that I'm just like, well, that didn't turn out very good, you know?
Yeah, I'm the same way. Yeah,
but
it all comes down to seasoning for sure.
Yeah.
Like you know, almost, which you don't want to go crazy with seasoning, but you definitely rather like over season something than under season it for sure.
Yeah,
I hate when somebody cooks something and it's under seasoned. I'm like, man, I'd rather you just poured a shit ton of salt on this.
I whip it up with some seasoning, but I try not to over salt. That's my biggest thing. Like, I don't want to hold.
You don't want to be too salty.
Yeah, I don't want it too salty, but like everything else, like
you can't really.
One of my favorite things to use is black garlic. I don't know if you've ever used black garlic, but dude, black garlic is so good. It's good on anything.
It's hard to go overboard with it too.
It's also hard to find. There's only like one store in town that has it now.
Yeah.
I bought it at like Walmart before. They don't carry it anymore.
It's probably best to go online.
Yeah. I should go on there and buy like a big thing of it and just like separate it into a small. Yeah. But I found one store that does have it. So I've been getting it from there like every time I run out. But I need to stock up on it somewhere.
Yeah, there's some good seasonings out there. Have you ever heard of Flavor God?
Mm-hmm. I've never tried it, but I've seen it.
Their stuff's good. It's really good. It's probably the healthiest ingredients too. I try to cook healthier, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Flavor God's really good.
Yeah, that's the thing I like about using black garlic because garlic's it's got some good things. Like it's pretty good for you. It's not like really bad.
garlic powder is better than garlic salt.
Yeah.
If you're going to use garlic,
This is more of like it's a little bit spicier than like regular garlic powder. It's got a different flavor though with the black garlic, and you can almost just use that and make anything taste good. I don't know if it's listed with pepper.
I've always wondered where the black comes from.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just a different type of garlic.
I've cooked with it before, but like you said, you can't find it everywhere. So it's just one of those things I haven't gone out of my way to get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, but you can add it to pretty much anything and make it taste like. Sometimes I'll just use that and then a little black pepper, and then that's all I need.
Seasoning wise,
yeah, that's just good.
Heck yeah. So I don't know if you saw, but Mr. Andrew Luck retired.
I did see that.
Kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I did see that. Good for him.
Yeah, it's so many. It's crazy how many people I saw hating online. There's people saying like, how could you do this to the Colts? And how could you...
Dude, if he went for any more injuries, really, I mean, he has a lot of injuries anyway, but like, the way the NFL works...
Imagine having that many injuries and you're not even 30 years old yet.
You could be the best quarterback in the league, and once you start having a couple of down seasons and a bunch of injuries, they're like, peace out. We're going to draft the number one guy, and here,
Yeah, they don't care.
You're going to get benched or you're going to get cut.
Like the company we worked for, bro. Like companies, these NFL teams are just like any company you work for. They don't give a shit about you, really. They don't. They only care about you for as far as what you can do for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't care about your well-being most of the time. Really, they don't. Like if he got hurt, they would replace him in 2 seconds.
Of course, they want to get their money back out of him, so they'll. A lot of times you'll see them keep a quarterback longer than they should. Yeah. But when they just paid him all this money, they're trying to recoup something. But when it's time for them to be able to draft a good quarterback, that other quarterback gets cut. That's what they did to Peyton Manning, who was their quarterback forever, and then he starts kind of going on a decline a little bit, and they get Andrew Luck, and they're like, "Hey man, sorry bro, peace out."
And then he goes
to the Broncos, and and does even better than he was there.
That's what happens. I mean, Luck was such a talent. He's definitely super talented, but you got to think about how long he's been in the sport. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, he's been not to mention all the injuries he's had. Yeah, not only that, but it's like, man, he's been playing football since he was in middle school. Probably, He's probably been getting his head wrong since middle school.
Yeah, literally. I mean, he probably played.
I mean, you got to think about. I mean, it's probably a 15-year career for him already. And he's not even 30 yet.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's put some time into football. Like it's. I have nothing but respect for somebody, especially after all those injuries, to say, like, screw this, you know what I mean? Yeah. There's so much more I can do. The dude has a degree in architecture. Like, what? You're a multi-millionaire already. Go chill and be with your kids, and then go be an architect, because that's probably what you enjoy doing just as much as you enjoy playing football.
I definitely feel like he was smart with his money too. I don't think he's like a blow and go type of guy. I'm sure he's set up like he probably doesn't ever have to work in if he doesn't want to.
No, he won't.
I'm sure he's good enough with his money.
He will not ever work in. There's no way.
I mean, he may do something to his architecture degree, and that would be pretty cool if he did.
Yeah, just be something that'd be fun for him.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm sure he could just go home and sit at home for forever now, and he would never have to work again if he,
No.
But
I mean, dude, like,
and the thing is, like,
get out before you have worse injuries.
Yeah.
Get out before you get to a point where you accidentally get paralyzed or something terrible happens, because football is that dangerous that can happen. Anything could happen. You could break your leg and be out forever.
Get out while you still have your brain.
Yeah, get out while you have less than Just think about it. Every single year that a football player plays, they're getting more and more CT damage. There's nothing you can do about it. You're ringing each other's heads every game. Everybody's getting their bell rung.
Yeah.
And that is CT damage. Even if it's
quarterbacks
just a little
take
bit
less
at a time.
than a lot of pretty much definitely. Everybody else on the field, because they're not getting hit every play. You know. I mean, they definitely take some shots whenever they do get hit, because that's somebody coming at you. They got a big running start to get to you most of the time.
Yeah, and they're coming at you.
But most of the time. They're not getting hit every single play.
But you got to look at all the injuries he had. Like, his line never protected him like they should have. Like, he had way more injuries than he should have had. Like the Colts, I mean, the way I look at it, if y'all didn't want to lose him, you should have put him in a better position to play his role or do his job as a quarterback without getting all those injuries that he had, because a lot of those were preventable. Like, he didn't have a great line for a long time. I mean, really, that's one of the causes. Yeah. I mean, but I just nothing but respect for him, 100% for getting out, because I would do the same exact thing. Anybody who says they wouldn't is stupid. Yeah. Anybody who says, you have to look at what he's done for the Colts, period. Like, how good of a quarterback he's been since he's been there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
his stats are actually really good.
I can't understand how you could be a fan of the Colts and say that he did you wrong by leaving. That's the stupidest thing.
His stats are really good for when he was playing. He's had a lot of injuries, he's had a lot of downtime, but the times that he was playing, he's got good stats.
One of the best quarterbacks,
Yeah. But like the thing is, the Colts knew that he was contemplating retiring. Yep. It's not like he sprung it on him the day before he was supposed to be there or whatever. Like, they had been talking about this for months, where he's like, I'm not sure what I'm going to do and this and that. And then he just decides, like, before the season starts, let me go ahead and let y'all know I'm not going to play.
Yep.
And then everybody wants to boo him and talk shit. Like,
they
don't realize
that 5 games in the season, and then it went worse.
People are acting like he just was like, I guess I'm not going to play. But like never told them beforehand.
The organization knew about it.
They knew.
He's been telling them, man.
And I like that they let him, like, they could have gotten back like $24 million that was left on his contract or whatever, but they're not going after it. They're going to let him keep it. I don't know how.
That's nice though.
Yeah, they were saying that they could have went after it and got the money because it's like, since he didn't fulfill his contract or whatever. Yeah. They were owed like $24.8 million or something like that, and they just decided not to pursue it. So that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
I think that's they could have been assholes about it and taken that, but they really just need to focus on moving on.
it's a lot of money, but it's not that much to them. You know what I mean? You're going to pay him that regardless. So it's like, just give the man his money and let him go. Like, he did a lot for the organization. So. Yeah,
it's not like Tom Brady leaving.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, he's had a lot of injuries. He's been in and out a lot. He's not like...
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know what I mean?
Elite level at this point in time. He had some really good seasons and stuff, but for the amount that he's been hurt and hasn't been able to play and everything, it's not
worth it for him to
he's carrying the team on his back. You know what I mean?
Not worth
they can move on and build from this point. They should take this as a starting point and, like, look, this season may not be good. We just need to focus on rebuilding over the next couple of seasons and have a really good team again.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Well, we'll see what happens. Good thing I'm not a Colts fan, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not like, I don't know. I don't watch a shit ton of NFL, but I'm a Cowboys fan. I mean, I watch more college football than anything.
Yeah, me too.
That's what I'm a huge fan of, and I can watch any college football game, but NFL, it's like, I want the Cowboys to win, or, I mean, I like the Texans too. It's like, I'm cool with either of them winning. Anybody else, I could give a crap less.
Yeah. See, like, for me, it's like, I like to watch NFL for the players more than the teams. You know what I mean? Like, I like a lot of different players on a lot of different teams. So, like, I'll watch any game if it's on, just because odds are there's somebody on that team that I've been a fan of either in college or... Yeah,
or you got them in a fantasy league or something.
Or on a different NFL team. Like, there's enough players, like, there's somebody on every team pretty much that I've been a fan of or am a fan of, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So I can go on there, I can watch pretty much any game, And I used to be more of a fan of NFL just because I didn't follow college as closely. Like, I still watch my team, but like nobody else really.
Yeah.
But now I've gotten to where, like, for me, it's the college. They have more to prove. You know what I mean? There's a lot of you see in the NFL where it's like, they're better, like strength, like everything. They're better in the NFL, but a lot of them,
I think it's more competitive in NCAA. It's just more competitive because they have more to prove.
Yeah, they have more to prove. They're trying to go to the next level.
Those
guys have been there. They're there. They're getting paid.
They have their contracts,
and they become divas. You know what I mean? Like
Odell.
Odell's he's still a really good football player, but there's a lot of drama that always surrounds him. He knows
he has money now, so he's like, I have the upper hand.
Yeah.
A lot of them feel that way, and a lot of
you see a lot of like really good receivers that become divas, like especially when they start getting paid really well. Like, I mean, you can go down the list. I mean, starting at T.O., he was a huge diva later in his career because he was such a big star.
Yeah.
And he wanted
Chad Johnson.
Yeah, Chad Johnson. That was my next. There's been a lot.
There's so many of them.
Yeah. Antonio Brown right now. He's been kind of with
I wish it wasn't that way.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you pay people millions of dollars to throw a football or catch a football. Yep. Just saying. Yeah. That's how it is. That's why I like college better.
Yeah.
They're grinding, trying to get to that.
I was listening to something where they said that they were trying to get a law passed for college players to be able to profit from their name being used.
Bro, they should at least be able to, like, what's BS to me is how the NCAA, like, I get it, the NCAA doesn't, I mean, they're nice if they give these players scholarships or whatever to get their education and play football, whatever it may be, but there is no reason in the world why somebody as popular as, what's his name? That plays for the Browns now.
Baker?
Yeah, like Baker Mayfield. Somebody as popular as him in college, there's no reason they shouldn't be able to make money off of an Adidas brand deal or a Reebok brand deal or an Armour brand deal.
Even if not a brand deal, just jersey sales.
I just don't understand how the NCAA can literally hold that against them. How they can literally say you can't have a brand deal with something. Like, that's crazy to me.
It is.
I feel like that's taking away their rights.
I could see not wanting to let them make a ton of money in college because then they're going to, you know what I mean? There's a lot of kids who would take advantage of that and start acting out, and like they got all the money, they don't really need to. And a lot of them could probably even not even care about going to the next level and not, because they've got money. If it's a big brand deal, but like jersey sales, if there was a way to where it would record, there's a way to record their jersey sales of what brands sell their jersey with their name on it, and like it goes into some kind of an account type thing. So when they do.
Well, let's say they don't make it to the NFL, bro. There's a lot of popular college players who never make it to the NFL. I mean, they don't deserve to make some money while they were that popular in college. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's BS.
There has to be a way to make it work. I mean, it's bullshit that they don't get anything.
Yeah. I mean,
they're going to college for a lot of them for free, but
education should be free anyway. Let me say that. I mean, you know what I mean? You shouldn't have to pay $50,000 to go to a big university to begin with. I mean, that's ridiculous amount of money that they steal from people regardless. College is a scam anyway. So that's what I'm going to say.
How many people do you see with degrees that can't get a job?
Millions. Yeah. So, I mean, it's bullshit either way. They should be able to make money while they're there.
Yeah.
I guess we can talk some MMA,
Yeah, maybe.
Well, not necessarily an MMA podcast, but it is overall for the most part. So we'll definitely get into some. We had some cards this past weekend.
Yeah, Bellator 225.
Bellator. Not a whole lot going on in Bellator.
It's a small card. It wasn't like anything
There's
crazy.
Some cool stuff though. Oh yeah, what did they say about this card? It had the most finishes.
Yeah, 14 fights.
Was it
14 or 16?
14, I think.
14 fights, 14 finishes.
Yeah, out of any MMA card
in history.
Yeah,
there's never been a card that's all finishes
on
like
top
that.
Of that, the fastest.
The fastest submission in history.
In MMA history.
Aviv Gozali, 11 seconds. He comes out the gate with an imanari roll to a heel hook. And
it was insane.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, go look it up because it's really wild how quickly he gets behind this guy and gets in that heel hook, man. It's just insane. I've never seen a submission done that quick. I mean, I don't know if... who was he fighting? I don't even know who he was fighting.
I don't know either.
I've heard of him, but I don't know who he was fighting at all. But whoever he was, either he was not very experienced or something.
It's just hard to like an imanari roll when it's done correctly.
Especially if you've never seen it done.
Yeah.
Like that guy might have never seen an imanari roll, and he was like, "What the hell's going on?"
Yeah,
because it is a very special move.
It looks like a double leg. Then you're flipped over, and then he's grabbing your leg before you have a chance to realize. It's really crazy when done right. Like Tony Ferguson tries them a lot. And who's that? Ryan Hall, he does them a lot. There's a lot of guys who really high level that do them good.
That was just insane how quick he got it done, man. Yeah. I mean, that's wild.
Yeah, 11 seconds.
You haven't seen that.
And I don't know how you beat an 11-second submission. Like that's out the gate.
It's basically like a knockout. Like, I mean,
that's faster than most knockouts.
That's faster than any knockout besides.
There's a couple that have been around that, like a couple of 5-second. I think there's like an 8-second knockout somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, there's.
I know.
There's a few, but there's not.
Masvidal was the first 5-second in UFC, I guess.
It was tied for the record all time, I think. Or no, I think the record before that might have been 6.
Yeah.
But there was a pretty fast knockout close to that.
That's close enough. Yeah.
Yeah, but his is the fastest now.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's badass though.
It's
crazy that there was a lot of good fights. I went back and watched a couple of them, and there was some quick knockouts.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot.
There was a lot of
good finishes. Yeah, it was all I think it was all first. I mean, there was nothing that went past 3 rounds for sure. But that was overall solid Bellator card. Just wasn't very many known fighters. We had who's that?
Sergey Kharitonov.
Yeah,
and
Sergey.
Matt Mitrione.
Matt Mitrione in the main event of that.
It was kind of weird.
There was some controversy.
Yeah, it was a little bit weird. What I told you whenever we watched the, you sent me that clip on Instagram or whatever, and we were talking about it, and I said that I felt like Dan Murgazada should have stopped the fight whenever the mouthpiece got knocked out that last time, because it happened a few times, and they told him if it happened again, they were going to take a point or whatever. But
yeah, and I think it would be fair to stop it for sure.
Yeah, as a referee, I don't think you should turn your back to the action to go grab a mouthpiece. You know what I mean?
Never.
He turned his back, and that's when Matt got knocked, or that's when he basically got knocked out. And there's different ways you can look at it. Like Matt should have. He's a veteran. He should have been able to keep his mouthpiece in, whatever. But he said that the mouthpiece he's been using for like the majority of his career got lost somewhere when he was traveling, and he had to have this one like last second made and overnighted to him. Yeah, so this was the first time he had ever been able to wear it. It showed up like the night before the fight or something. So this is the first time he'd been able to wear it.
Definitely see that causing issues. I mean, just imagine getting a brand new mouthpiece the night before your fight,
and if it's not formed to your teeth exactly, you know.
Yeah, it probably feels weird, and of course you get punched in the face, and it's probably pretty likely that it's going to fly out. Yeah. I mean, and of course, you know, that caused an issue in the fight. I mean,
so he takes a knee to the jaw, and then a big ass, you know, gets punched in the head with no mouthpiece in. Yeah. That could have done some serious damage, you know.
100%.
That's why I don't see
how like, you don't stop the fight.
Yeah, stop it for a second. It's not like Sergey was in a. They were just standing up striking. They were trading punches, so it's not like Sergey was like in a winning position already when the mouthpiece came out.
Yeah.
Stop it. Give him a second. Let him reset with Matt having a mouthpiece in and go again from there. Don't turn your back and walk away to get it, because then you see when he sees it, he turns back around and Matt's already knocked out and getting pounded on, so he can get over there and try to break the fight up. You know, I mean,
yeah, I don't know. I think that's a bad move on his part for sure. You should have definitely keep your eyes on the fight, and you should have stopped the fight so you could go pick up the mouthpiece.
Yeah.
Don't let the fight continue when he shouldn't be fighting without a mouthpiece.
Yeah,
he shouldn't be getting punched in the face without a mouthpiece. He should stop the fight, then give him his mouthpiece back, and then continue to fight.
I understand that it's a pressure situation. Like,
yeah, it was quick.
The referee's under so much pressure in that situation to always make the right call, and he's going to take criticism if somebody feels like it wasn't fast enough or, you know, whatever. But for something like that, man, you know, this is a fighter's health on the line. You know, a lot of bad things can happen if you get kneed in the jaw without a mouthpiece in. It could have knocked his teeth out. It could have broken his jaw. It could have done a lot of damage.
It's been a lot worse.
When he could have just said, hey, man, y'all stop for a second. Get your mouthpiece. We're going to take a point because this is the fourth time it's happened or whatever.
Yeah,
and then reset and then let him go.
If you asked Matt, you know, he's a respectable veteran, and he's going to say straight up, you know, I was going to lose that fight with or without the mouthpiece. He'll say that, but to me, in all fairness, the fight should have been stopped.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But either way, he lost.
Yeah. He didn't make excuses about it either. He was just saying the reason why the mouthpiece kept coming out is because, you know, it's brand new and this is the first time I've gotten to wear it. He didn't say that, you know, it shouldn't have happened or whatever because of he didn't blame it on that. But people keep saying, you know, why can't he keep his mouthpiece in? And there was a lot of people saying that it was on purpose so that he could get a break or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's not.
Matt's not that type of fighter.
Yeah, we're talking about the top of the food chain guys, you know.
Always been a veteran.
Yeah, the best top fighters in the damn. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't understand people's hate when it comes to stuff like that. But
yeah.
Shout out to Matt though. He's always been a respectable dude. He's actually liked some of our posts before, so.
Yeah, that was cool.
I like Mitrione. He's a good dude, and
yeah, I'm a big
way,
fan.
Sucks that he lost, but I'm sure he'll get another good fight.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll bounce back from it.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
Yeah.
Some announcements.
Yeah.
A couple of fight announcements.
Just want to take a minute to say condolences to DC. His dad passing away.
Man, I hate that.
Yeah.
His dad was older. Not really.
Wasn't he fighting cancer or something?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, he was cancer related.
I can relate. You know, my father passed away about 5 years ago. It sucks. So it doesn't matter if DC's 40 years old or not. You know what I mean? Like, your dad passed away. Yeah. It's gonna affect you the same way, regardless of if you're 18 or if you're 40. It's the same either way. It's a shitty feeling because that's your hero. You know, most people, that's their hero is their dad. You know, so
I lost my mom.
Condolences to him for sure. He actually posted a picture of his dad and he said, "Today I lost my hero to cancer. My father was the bravest, strongest, hardest working, and most caring person I've ever known. Always the life of the party and made everyone he ever came in contact with feel good. I never could have imagined we would be going through this right now. All the lessons I want to try and pass along, I learned from my dad. You know, it's about the legacy we leave behind, and my dad's legacy will be one of just a great person, loving husband and father, and friend to everyone. If you ever met Percy, you're better for it. If we were able to see some amazing things, Pops, and I hope you enjoyed the ride. I only wanted to make you proud. You were the strength of this family. Now you get to rest. No more pain. Love you, Dad. R.I.P. Cancer sucks."
Yeah.
And then, even though John Jones is a complete hater on DC always, he quoted that on, I think it was Twitter maybe.
Yeah.
And he said, "All beef aside, I'm really sorry about your loss, DC. Know that he's in heaven with the opportunity to watch you front row and center for the rest of your life. Continue living a life that makes him proud. Thoughts go out to you and your family today. I thought that was pretty cool,
Yeah,
John.
that's
Even though,
cool.
you know, he always is an asshole to DC, and they've had, you know, some actual real beef, you know, going into fights and stuff, and they'll probably never like each other, but that's, you know,
John didn't
man to man, that's a respectable thing for John to do.
John didn't have to say anything.
Yeah.
He could have just not said a word, and, you know, but I know that, I mean, I lost my mom when I was 23, and it was hard, man. It's hard to get past something like that,
Super
and,
hard.
you know, when you're really close with somebody and something
especially
happens,
a parent,
especially out of the
man.
blue, you know.
Yeah, you don't. It didn't. You know, I mean, which, you know, he knew his dad had cancer, so part of him might have prepared. Just like, I mean, my dad had a heart attack a week before he passed away, having another heart attack. So it's like, but still, either way, even if they have cancer, like in your head, you're like, that's, you know, they can get through anything.
They're gonna beat this.
Yeah, they're gonna beat this shit.
Especially when you look up to them and
bro,
you think that they're Superman.
expect that.
You know,
Exactly. You're never really ready for it, but you know, in a way, you can somewhat prepare for it, you know, if you know they're sick and stuff, but it's not like, it's a small mental preparedness.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? You can never fully prepare, and then it happens, and you're like, you know what I mean? There's no way to fully prepare.
That's one of my biggest, like, fears as a parent, you know, like, something happening to me and leaving Maddox without a father. You know? That scares the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Like, that's one, you know.
Yeah, even if he's 30 years old, you don't want to have to do that.
No, yeah.
No. 20, 25, 30 years old, like, to be, at that point, he's still going to be your kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're still going to feel like you got to take care of him in a way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's always how it's going to be.
Yep. But yeah, condolences and prayers to DC's family.
Yeah,
you know.
DC, we still have probably a while before we hear from him. You know, he's going through a lot with that loss to Stipe and his dad passing away, but hopefully we hear from him in the next couple months, since maybe, you know, maybe he'll stick around. We'll get at least one more fight out of him for his dad, maybe, you know, something like that. You know, I could see him bouncing back at least one more fight.
If he's up in the air, though, I mean, like,
yeah,
if he's ready to retire, man, I'm all for it. Like, I don't want to see him, like, take this loss, then his dad passes away, and then he comes back and takes another loss, and then he has to retire on, you know, really bad spot.
Yeah,
you know?
You don't want it to be that way either.
Yeah. I would rather see him, like, take this time, retire for a while, take a couple of years off if you need to, you know?
I'm fine with that.
But then, I mean, then you're coming back older, but, you know, he's not like
I think
Chuck Liddell at this point.
No,
you know?
he's not. He's taking care of himself for the most part. But I think you know, looking at DC and all the fights that we've seen him, just the fighter he is, period, and the type of person he is, like, I think he's going to bounce back in the next 6 months and let us know.
I would think so.
I'm fighting within the next 6 months to a year.
Mm-hmm.
If not, I'm retiring.
I would like to see him. I mean, if he really is only going to take one more, honestly, I would like to see him take, like, a big fight that's not necessarily a title fight, you know?
Yeah.
Just take a big fight so you can go out on a win. Not an easy fight, I'm not saying that, but just take a good fight that's going to be a good competitive fight that you can get a win, go out on a win so you're not in this bad spot. But you don't have to go out as champ, man. You've been champ forever.
Yeah.
I mean, he was heavyweight champion Strikeforce when he won the heavyweight Grand Prix, you know? Like, he's been champ for most of his career, I would say, you know? So you don't have to go out, you know, take this time to, if you're ready to retire, man, go out on a win, go out on a high note with a really good fight against somebody that's really competitive. And, you know, you've been champ forever, you know? You're always going to be champ to us, you know?
Yeah, you don't have to show us that you're champ anymore.
Yeah.
Either way, I'd like to see him fight one more time.
Yeah, for sure. It'd be cool.
Shoot.
Did you hear about CB Dollaway?
I saw that. I didn't look into it that much.
Failed for 4 banned substances. And it's a retroactive ban, so it goes to...
December. Damn.
Yeah, December of 2018 was his last fight. That was the last time he was tested. And I guess that's when he failed.
Ban, huh?
Yeah. He failed for a lot of shit, man. Like, one of them was like an IV, which is illegal in I guess
It really looked like he was on that much. You know what I mean? Like 4 different substances.
Yeah.
Like,
I read the whole list, but I forgot to, you know, take down what it was. But there were several things there. I mean, it's just a lot of it was like the one was an estrogen blocker. You know, there's just like things that make it look like he was on more. Even if he was only on nothing crazy, you know, it makes it look like he was on more.
It does.
And he said that he didn't knowingly take the substances, of course, like what we hear from everybody, you know. But I mean,
to be fair, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I mean, there's really no excuse because, you saw this there. They're not going anywhere right now.
Yeah.
Like, they're there, and
you should be taking extra precautions.
They have a list of supplements you can take that are not going to fail.
Yeah.
So just take nothing but substances that they tell you can take.
Work a little harder in the gym if you think that those are going to make the difference.
Exactly. Yeah. Work twice as hard.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's really
it's not worth having to take 2 years off with no pay because you failed for.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like he's making life-changing money at the point that he's at. So, that extra advantage, it's not like you're going to make that much more money, because you're winning these fights.
Yeah,
because you're not getting paid $10 million a fight,
It's never.
You're not making life-changing money like that. So it's like, I mean, what he's probably making 150?
Maybe.
No
fighter making that much, bro.
Yeah.
Not even the highest paid ones are making that much.
So, I mean he may fight 3 times a year and you're making $500,000. Half of that's going to taxes in camp.
Yep.
So you're making maybe $200,000 a year.
If you're lucky.
Maybe if you're lucky. Yeah. Plus your training and supplements and buying all that other shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's
you're not making enough money to justify having to take 2 years off because you failed for some substances.
There's no reason to fail.
I mean, but what do I know? I'm just a worker, blue collar worker.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it just doesn't make sense to try to get that extra advantage. You can say you didn't mean to, but like 4 substances, bro. Like we said, if you just follow the list of stuff that you can take that is allowed, you're not gonna fail. You know what I mean? So,
It's stupid either way.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Hopefully things work out for him, and we'll see him back maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
Together.
Yeah.
But we got Darren Till moving up to middleweight.
Yep.
They got a scheduled fight for him and Kevin Gastelum.
UFC 244. Dude, UFC 244 is so stacked.
Yeah, I'm excited for that card.
That card is insane.
Dude, but Gastelum?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Somebody, they were interviewing Dana, and somebody asked him, like, you're getting a lot of heat for Darren Till getting a fight with Kevin Gastelum. And he was like, yeah, I mean, that's the fight he wanted, though. He was like, we asked him, we told him, like, you really probably don't want to fight him. And Till was like, no, that's the fight I want.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Till...
I respect the hell out of him for that.
I always respect Till because he'll get in there with anybody.
I like Till. I mean...
It just scares me, man, because it's like, how many more fights does he have in the UFC if he keeps losing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Kelvin Gastelum is not...
This is a really tough
somebody
fight.
You're going to get a win off of easily.
Yeah, it's a really tough fight, especially to be moving up a division, but...
I respect him. I mean, and like, as much as I like Kelvin, I want to see Till win. I really do. Just because he needs a win so bad, and you got to respect the guy for going in there with killers. You do.
Oh, yeah.
And
he could have said, give me...
The
he could have asked for an
made
easy
him
fight.
better as well. I mean, these fights might be making him better for all we know. You know, he could be grinding his ass off right now trying to get to where he wants to be. You know, and we haven't seen him in any more trouble. So maybe, this is what he needs.
Yeah.
This might be the fight he needs to get back on his feet.
I personally think he's going to look better at 185. I would like to see him look better at 185 because he's such a big 170. Yeah. Like he has problems cutting to 170.
He's tall, too.
I think he walks around at like 200.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
So he cuts a shit ton of weight to get down to 170.
And I mean, dude, even if it's as long as he doesn't get knocked out, I think we'll be good. Which that's what's scary as it's Gastelum.
I think it's a win for Till if he comes in and goes the distance and gets a decision, even if he loses a decision.
Yeah, maybe like a split decision loss would still be fine.
Even unanimous, I think getting to decision when you win up a weight class against Kelvin, it's a win. Deal. It's a win for Till.
That's a big deal. Yeah, I'd love to see him get a knockout or a win, anything.
Yeah.
But, either way, I just want to see him have a good fight.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, I want to see a good competitive close fight. I don't want to see him get starched in the first round. But, I mean, he beat Wonder Boy. Yeah. Like, he's a talented dude. You know what I mean? He is. He's lost a couple now, but I think he can bounce back.
Killers, though.
Yeah, it's not like he's losing.
He's not losing
nobody's.
The bombs.
Yeah.
So, best of luck to Darren Till. I like him as a fighter, and I can't wait to see that. Also, forgot to mention, we got Anthony Johnson coming back.
Yeah.
UFC. He's expected to come back in 2020. That's what his manager said.
He's targeting March.
Yeah.
He's fighting a heavyweight.
Yep.
And he's eyeing fights with Alistair Overeem and Junior Dos Santos for a comeback
That's
fight.
a good comeback fight. Both of those.
Yeah, either one.
Either one.
Yeah. Dude, I'm so pumped.
Anybody but Francis.
I'm so ready to see Anthony Johnson come back. My dream fight.
I'd like to see him in Francis fight.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. My dream fight from a couple episodes ago. We might get to see it.
Dude, if Anthony... That would be such a good fight, man. Golly, they're both so tough. They both hit so hard.
Yeah.
That would be such a good fight. I would love to see that. I'm glad to see him come back.
I wouldn't
man. We need, especially, we don't know how long DC is going to be around. We need some more stuff at heavyweight going on,
I want to see him come back and make a title run.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
He doesn't have many losses. He's got like
DC,
6.
He lost to DC.
I think he's got 6 total in his MMA.
Most of them are all good fighters.
His MMA record. It's like I think he's like 20-6 or something.
Yeah, I think the majority of those losses are big names like DC.
Yeah.
He's lost some big fights. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah.
But really glad to see him come back.
Yeah, for sure.
It's exciting news.
Oh, what I was also going to say, the thing about CB Dollaway, dude, I looked at his record the other day, and it's not great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's tough for a guy who's this far into his career and has
he might not even make it to
a lot of losses. Yeah, to take 2 years off.
Yeah, he might get dropped.
Yeah.
They might cut him from the UFC just to make room for somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully not. I mean, he's not. I don't think he's the worst fighter or anything. He's looked pretty decent,
yeah.
But it's like, how much potential do you have? I mean, there's only so much they're going to give you.
And he's getting older.
You have to win, and you're getting older. Like it's not looking good for him. But I hope for the best for him for sure.
Did you see the newest BJ Penn news?
Bro, I saw a video of him getting knocked out.
When he gets knocked out in Hawaii.
BJ,
and I thought this was
I feel bad, dude.
I thought this was an extended video of the previous incident we saw, but apparently it's not. And I've seen 2 more since then. Since that one, the first one we saw a while back when he was fighting in the road. Then there's this one where he gets knocked out by a homeboy. And then there's another one after that where he's beating the shit out of another guy. And he's got him mounted in the street, beating him. And it takes like 3 or 4 people to pull him off.
Yeah, that's the same guy.
That's which one?
The guy, did you see the video where BJ got punched?
Yeah, where he got knocked out?
Yeah, that's the same guy.
It's different.
It's a different guy that he's the guy on the behind hitting behind?
It's different because in the video where BJ gets knocked out, he's wearing flip-flops. And in the other video, he's wearing tennis shoes. I watched them twice to make sure because I thought the same thing at first.
Well, yeah, and the video or the post I found about it said that it was the same guy later on. That he
it could have been at a different time. It wasn't like he didn't get knocked out and then get back up and take the guy down and beat him up. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe he got pissed off. And
this is a different time because if you go back and watch both videos,
felt like he needed to redeem himself.
When he gets knocked out, he's wearing flip-flops. He's wearing shorts and flip-flops, and when he's on the guy's back, he's got on black tennis shoes.
Why are you getting in so many street fights? You're obviously the problem, BJ. You're obviously the one out here starting shit with people.
They're probably like, bro, you have a losing MMA record. Shut up. Yeah. And he's like, what? And starts,
why is he still fighting?
Dude, he needs to
hang up. Fighting,
he shouldn't get his last fight. He shouldn't get one more fight in the UFC. They should be looking to get him some help.
I agree. There's no reason
he doesn't need to fight Nick. Or who is he supposed to be fighting? Not Nick Newell. Who is he supposed to... He's supposed to be fighting somebody soon. And
shouldn't be fighting
He shouldn't be fighting. I don't know, man. Paige Vanzant says she wants a pay raise. This next fight is her last fight on UFC contract.
Every fighter deserves a damn pay raise, man.
For sure.
Get the hardest, craziest job in the freaking world, Really, they do. Why the hell are they getting underpaid? Why the hell do NBA players make $20 million a year and these fighters couldn't fight their whole career and make $20 million? Crazy,
Paige has had a lot of injuries, and she hasn't had like a big stint where she's like winning, But UFC uses her a lot for promos and this and that because she's pretty, She can draw a crowd. She can draw people to a fight, So they use her a lot for different things, and I agree. I think she should get paid more. This is her. She's kind of betting on herself here because this is the last fight on her contract. So if she goes in and loses, she hasn't renegotiated before the fact. So if she goes in and loses, they could just be like, "Nah, we're good," and then she'll go somewhere else. But if she does win in a especially convincing fashion, hopefully she can get
She very well could.
Yeah, hopefully she can get a good contract and get paid.
She deserves it.
Yeah,
I mean, she believe Paige deserves it.
She makes more money on Instagram with ads, and
she has been doing her thing on Instagram, bro.
Yeah, and she's making more money doing that than she is fighting.
Well, she's hot, so
yeah. I mean, especially
she could probably do whatever she wanted. To be honest, I just think you should give her a pay raise. She's a good name and she's a good face for the UFC period,
sure.
Especially the females.
Yeah.
So I like having Paige around. So they should go ahead and pay her.
If the contract thing doesn't work out, I imagine she goes to Bellator because that's where her man fights.
I mean,
Austin
100% would.
Vanderford.
Yeah.
I think he just moved up to middleweight in Bellator.
Yeah, I could see her doing that. Like, I mean, if UFC doesn't want to comply, I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
Because Bellator pays well. A lot of times they pay more than UFC. So
yeah.
Just depends. I could definitely see her leaving, though. I hope not, just because I like her in the UFC, but we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, either way, we'll be following along.
Oh, 100%.
All right, this weekend, UFC Fight Night 157.
Probably going to be a pretty boring card, to be honest with y'all.
It could be a really good card. We just don't know anybody on there, so we don't know how to judge this card. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of people's... Like, it's in China at 3 a.m. Is when the card's coming on.
I mean, any card can be good, but that's the thing. Like, I mean, it's not going to get many views.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah, definitely not. Or not from... It will internationally.
Oh, yeah.
And it's good. It'll be good for the UFC and the international market because China's going to get to see a lot of people that they know. Yeah. Because it's a lot of, like, home country fighters.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Chinese... or Asian.
Yeah, it might get a lot. It might get a lot of buy, which it's a ESPN Plus.
Yeah, ESPN Plus. It'll get views in China and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They're big about MMA over in Asia, so I think it'll be a good card for them. Really, the only one I know is the main event, though.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I recognized a couple of fighters' names, but not a lot.
Not any that I know anything about. Like, I've seen the names, heard the names, but I couldn't tell you about who they beat or who,
Yeah, not any real big fighters, not any just super high caliber besides the main event.
Tecia Andrade and Weili Zhang.
Yep, it should be. I think it'll be a good fight. Yeah, it's her first title defense since getting it.
Mm-hmm. And then Weili Zhang's on an 18-fight win streak.
Yeah, she's been going off.
She's 19-1 or 18-1. I think
she's super tough too.
I think she lost her very first fight, and then she's won every fight since.
Damn.
She lost her first fight in 2013, and she's gone on an 18-fight win streak.
I'll 100% tune into that. Like, I'll 100% be tuning into the...
The only common opponent they have...
it won't be until like 3 in the morning in the U.S., though, won't it?
Yeah. We're going to say like 3 a.m.
Nice. Good thing we work night shift.
Yeah.
We'll be up ready to watch it. Super excited.
They're... The only common opponent is Tecia Torres. They both beat her by decision. So, I mean, do what you will with that information.
Well,
it's not like...
Well, at least we know Tecia can't beat either of them.
Yeah, I mean, that's about the only thing you can say. I mean,
it's just...
You could break down both fights and see
the
style and everything, but they both,
Honestly, though, I don't know, man. This is a tough one to call, but I think Rose is one of the best in the division, if not the best. And she was super close to winning that fight to Andrade if she doesn't get slammed on her head. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So Rose could very well still be your champion. I think Rose could beat both of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't know. It could be a really good fight. I think, honestly, I could see this one going to decision. I mean, I know Andrade is tough. She wants to get the fight done quick. She's that type of fighter. But I honestly think this one might go to decision. Yeah. Weili's that type of fighter. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? She's really technical. That's why she's won so much.
I still think that I would have rather seen Karate Hottie on this card.
Yep.
Getting a title shot.
She's a more well-known name than Weili.
I see why they did Zhang in China, but...
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but... I mean, and I can't say she doesn't deserve it. 18-fight win streak. Yeah, she hasn't beat, like, the top of the division names, but she does have 18 straight wins.
Honestly, Karate Hottie deserves that shot.
Yeah.
Just as much.
Hopefully she'll get one soon.
Well, she has a good fight coming up, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Dude, I cannot remember for the life of me who she's fighting.
Oh, my God. Hold on. Oh, Joanna.
Yeah, Joanna.
She's got a tough fight coming up.
Yeah, super tough. But that's what she's been wanting, though. That's what she's been deserving, that fight.
Yeah.
A very tough fight.
She deserves a really big name.
Hottie is all about, for sure.
She deserves a really big name, and honestly, I hope she can get it done against Joanna and get a title shot.
Yeah.
Because I think she deserves it for as long as she's been fighting in the UFC and hasn't ever gotten her fair shot,
I agree, bro.
Yeah.
That should be I'm definitely going to tune into the card. I like... Yeah, I mean, I'm not just a casual fan, you know what I mean? Like, I love watching fights that aren't necessarily big fighters, you know what I mean? Like, I'll tune into this whole
It's fun to find somebody you don't know, and you get to see them from...
It's like going to YouTube and watching a backyard fight with two guys you've never seen. Like, I just like fighting, period. Yeah. I like watching fights, so, I mean, I'll definitely tune into this card. And
this may put us onto somebody that this is the next big thing, and we don't know it yet,
I mean, it's just like the Contender Series, bro. I've been on YouTube watching the Contender Series some nights, and I think they just got 20. They just signed 20 new fighters from the Contender Series.
Wow.
So I mean, there's so many upcoming guys. We got plenty of fighters coming. And hopefully a lot of those guys are going to be the future. You know what I mean? They're going to be your future Conor McGregors and Tony Fergusons and Khabibs and whoever. So I'm excited to see everybody we have coming up, and excited for that card though. Jessica Andrade and Weili will be a good main event.
Yeah, for sure. Mount Rushmore this week. I got this idea while I was working the other night.
I always love this segment, bro. There's always so much we can do with this segment.
I thought this would be kind of cool. Basically, build the perfect fighter. We're going to do fight IQ, striking, ground game, and cardio. Now, we're going to pick
4 different fighters.
Yeah, 4 different fighters. Like, one from each fighter.
That you could put into your own dream fighter, basically.
Yeah, basically. Like, you take this guy's IQ, this guy's striking, this guy's ground game, this guy's cardio, and build the perfect fighter.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm excluding John Jones from this list because I think he pretty much fits the bill in every category.
He could be your perfect fighter.
Yeah, he could. I mean, you see what he's done, and
I'm excluding John Jones.
He hasn't really been beat. I don't want. I'm going to exclude him from this list, and my list is based that way. You know. So let me see here.
Build your perfect fighter.
All right.
Welcome to this segment.
Fight IQ. I got Dominic Cruz.
Very smart fighter.
I think he's one of the most cerebral fighters in the game. And, you know, he's been at it for so long. He's seen just about everything. And, you know, when he first came into the 135-pound division, you know, it was a lot of guys that were bigger than him. And so he had to develop his own strategies and his own head work and footwork or head movement and footwork to be able to avoid the big shots from these bigger guys.
Yep.
And so he has a way of understanding the fight game that a lot of people, you know, don't in the same. You know what I mean? But I will say that
he's super smart.
Yeah,
he's one of the. I mean, there's a reason he's a commentator, bro.
Yeah.
One reason he's a commentator is because his fight IQ is so well.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows so much about the fight game and MMA period. Yeah, and for my fight IQ, I'm gonna go with DC, man.
Yeah.
He is one of the smartest in the octagon. He's proven that time and time again. You know. Obviously, he's had the losses, you know, to Jones, which we're excluding from this list, you know, who you could say definitely has the highest fight IQ of any fighter ever.
Yeah, the way he adapts.
Just the way he adapts during the fight. But other than that, DC, man, his fight IQ is insane. You know, the way he picks guys apart and has in the past, you know. I mean, just like, you know, it's not just a coincidence that he knocked out Stipe when he did. Mm-hmm. He chose the perfect time to pick that shot.
Yeah, when you have such high level wrestling,
a lot of other guys wouldn't have known when to take that shot.
You have Olympic level wrestling, and you choose to strike with guys because you know you can beat them, because you understand the way that they move and how you can catch these openings. You know, that's a really yeah. I agree with that pick. I mean, that's great. I'll say honorable mention, Demetrius Johnson.
Yes, I forgot how smart. I mean, I didn't forget about him. I guess I didn't think about it at the time when I was looking for somebody with fight IQ. But
I definitely think that he
God,
could have been. If you had this as your
smart in there,
if you had this as your pick, you made the right decision. Just like it's all subjective anyway, you know. But so striking, I kind of had trouble with this one, man.
There's a lot of good strikers.
There's a lot of really good strikers. But I went with Israel Adesanya.
So good.
I think he puts it together so well, and he mixes things up so well, like a John Jones. You know, the way he has transitions and the way he can move and get angles, and you know he can do just about everything in there. You know,
I 100% agree with that. His striking is just different.
Yeah,
there's something about his striking.
Very different.
It's very similar to a John Jones.
Yeah.
You know,
his striking
the way he adapts during fights is very similar to John Jones.
His striking, along with his movements, along with his, you know, his long. He's so long. You know, he fights really long. But
I completely agree.
What do you got?
Conor.
I
mean,
that's my honorable mention.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah, Conor at 145.
Conor at 145.
Particularly at 145.
I mean, it just levels dudes, bro. I mean, when he knocked out Aldo, that's just proof enough that. I mean, it's just insane how good his striking is. The fact that he was able to even go in there and compete with Floyd Mayweather in a boxing match shows you how good of a boxer he is and how good at striking he is. His left hand is just a nightmare.
Yeah, that was what I had trouble with. I had trouble picking between Conor at 145 and Izzy.
I mean, you can't. No matter what the dude's been through, you cannot discredit how good his striking is. If I was building a perfect fighter, Conor McGregor's going to be a part of it.
Yeah, for sure. Another honorable mention I would say could be Anderson Silva in his prime. Because there was nobody like Anderson Silva in his prime.
Dude, the way he hit people is just his movement.
You would never see it coming. It'd come from the hip, and he would just knock guys out.
Yeah, he would do like the Muhammad Ali, bobbing and weaving. Just the way he hit you, you'd come out of nowhere. He put his hands behind his back, and then you still wouldn't see it coming.
He's one of the most fun fighters to watch, too, in the day.
You gotta love it.
Yeah. So, ground game. This is another one, man. I kind of had trouble with this one, too, but how went with Tony Ferguson?
Tony Ferguson's so good on the ground.
Dude, the things he can do submission-wise and his
Not
ability...
to mention his defense on the ground.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. His ability to roll and get out of things, and just the way he moves on the ground is just, it's something different, man. And I could not have him on the list somewhere.
Yeah, you have to.
Honestly, his striking is at that level where he could have been in the striking category for somebody, but I think we have people on there better choices,
definitely. It's hard because Tony's good at a lot. So.
Yeah. He also could have been in another category.
Is amazing. Oh, yeah, he could have been in all of them almost.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's hard. Ground game for me, bro. If you're going to build the perfect fighter, man, it's hard, but I got to put Khabib.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really...
Wrestling-wise, yeah.
Yeah, dude. If he's on the ground with you, it's you can't do much, Mm-hmm. That's why I want to see him and Tony so bad, just to see what happens on the ground.
We haven't seen him against somebody who's like
honorable mention for me would be Brian Ortega.
That's mine.
Yeah,
that's my honorable mention. Yeah,
for sure. His jiu-jitsu is next level. Yeah. I mean, it's as good as it gets. So, I mean, him on the ground is a nightmare.
That's the one. I had trouble between Tony Ferguson and T-City because Brian's jiu-jitsu is so high level,
It's as high level as it gets.
Yeah.
Black belt, everything.
Yeah.
Ortega would be a nightmare on the ground. Him or Khabib on the ground,
I would like to see
a lot of good ground game guys.
Yeah, I would like to see Khabib against somebody with a Brian Ortega level jiu-jitsu on the ground.
Before he got knocked out.
Or Tony Ferguson. I mean, like, Tony Ferguson's, his ground game is different. You know what I mean? Like, in Khabib, yeah, he gets guys down, but what can he do with somebody who can control the ground?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He hasn't had that many,
Mm-mm.
He's had
normally his pressure is just too much.
He's had trouble with a couple of guys who are wrestlers. So
his biggest trouble he's had.
I don't think Khabib's going to be your champ forever. Obviously,
no.
He's somebody's going to catch him slipping. Whether it's somehow Dustin or Tony next to. Even Dustin said the past couple of weeks that he was like, if it's not me, it's Tony.
Yeah.
He's like, whatever. He's like, he said, I can't say much, but I got to focus on this fight right now.
Yeah.
Because I plan on winning and whatever else. All I can think about is my 5 rounds with Khabib. But he's like. They asked him, I guess, in an interview or something. He's like, anybody else, it's no question, Tony.
Yeah, in the back of Dustin's mind, he's like, if I win this, I gotta fight Tony.
Yeah,
damn it.
He's like, either way, I'm screwed up here. Tony's a nightmare. Dustin's definitely ready for it. He's been working for this.
Man, I'm pulling for Dustin.
I'm pulling for Dustin all the way.
Yeah, I'm all in on this, man. I've liked Dustin for a long time, but over the last probably year and a half, 2 years, I've really become a really good fan of him, or a really big fan.
Yeah, Dustin's a great guy.
Just like what he does outside the cage, he doesn't get in trouble. He's just a quiet guy who does his thing and wins fights. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Dustin's awesome.
And he's never gotten his fair shake at a title before, and I think that this is his time, man.
This is it, and I could definitely.
25 minutes to make life fair.
People can say Khabib's going to wreck him, and anything could happen in the fight game.
Oh,
so
for sure.
You can't discredit anything happening. But I think Dustin is going to surprise a lot of people out there. He might go 5 rounds with Khabib. He's going to go in there and he's gonna light Khabib up, but it's not going to be easy for Khabib. I promise you, it's not going to be an easy fight. He might think it is, but it's not.
Yeah, I'd never discredit Khabib's skill level, but I think that there's better people. Maybe not better.
Conor gave Khabib a decent fight.
Yeah.
I mean, he really did.
Yeah, he definitely did. Khabib really has kind of his own style of fighting. He's not just wrestling. Like the way he does things is different than anybody else. And I don't know. It's weird. You can't really think about how he'll stack up against certain guys until you see it because he's just different.
Yeah, it's got to happen first. So I'm excited for him and Dustin for sure. Yeah. And I think Dustin's just going to give him a way harder fight than we think.
Yeah.
Or than a lot of people think, I don't think he's just going to maul Dustin the whole fight like he has with a lot of guys. It's not going to be that easy. Last segment, or last category in this segment?
Cardio. If you would have asked me this a few weeks ago, I would have had a different answer. But from what we saw from Colby...
I was about to say, you got to go.
It has to be Colby. Like, for me,
his cardio
the way
insane.
he went 5 rounds and never stopped throwing strikes. I mean, it was nonstop.
Cam Haynes, man.
5 rounds.
Cam Haynes, man. You got that Cam Haynes in him.
He's
run all day. He can do whatever.
Yeah. He has to be there for me.
Yeah, if you're gonna have a perfectly built fighter, cardio wise,
cardio is very important.
Can't say anybody but him. Mine's gonna be Tony.
Yeah,
just because Tony's cardio is so.
That's
good.
what I was gonna say. Tony could go in many categories, and I think cardio is definitely one of them.
That's what I had for him.
Yeah,
I think Tony's cardio. Like what either Tony, honorable mention Max.
Exactly.
Max's cardio.
Those are my two honorable mentions.
Their cardio is about neck and neck. I think Tony might have a little bit better cardio just because Tony is an animal. He's just something.
We've seen Max tired.
That's what. Well, it was at 155. I mean, the fight against Dustin, he got tired. And it could have been because of the weight.
He was getting beat on the whole time from a stronger guy.
That he's not used to taking. Yeah. It was a lot different for him, But at 145, Max cardio is unstoppable. I mean, him and Tony are both neck and neck on cardio. I think either one of them, if you had on your
any given day
fighter, it would be a savage.
Yeah, for sure.
That's putting all those together, man. That's a scary fighter. Yeah, I like that Mount Rushmore of those.
There's plenty of categories you could do with like perfect fighter. Like I was thinking about doing like who has the best right hand, but like if you're only picking 4 categories, I think that this is the best way to break it down to get like the perfect, perfect mixture of guys, Yeah. Because you could say who has the best right hand, Anthony Johnson. Who has the best left hand, Conor. Yeah. So you could go you could break it down that way, but you can't get as many. Like if you're doing a Mount Rushmore of 4 things, I think this is the way to do it.
That's perfect. Yeah. Yeah. That's the 4 things that really matter the most in a fight.
Yeah.
That's it though, man.
Yeah, that's about it.
It's a good pod.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed that. Check us out on Instagram. We post on there a lot, and Facebook as well. Untrained Experts, and leave us a review on iTunes or wherever you get your podcast. Yeah. And till then, this was episode 22. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.